During COVID, people got stimulus checks to help them with their financial needs. People used the stimulus checks for many things. Some of them to help them with necessities, some of them to help them buying things they need, some of them apparently to buy fentanyl that killed a 2-year-old. Apparently, that's what we decided to spend our stimulus check on. Well, I feel so great as a taxpayer helping to fund the fentanyl that killed the 2-year-old in this Kentucky murder case. Wow. Maybe don't buy the fentanyl and kill a 2-year-old. That'd be great. Let's learn more. A Kentucky mom who used the federal stimulus money relating to COVID to buy fentanyl caused her 2-year-old son to have a fatal overdose in her lap as she went to sleep. Wow. Mom of the year over here. Mom of the year. Jurors need under 2 hours to find the woman who was 35 guilty on charges of murdering, importing fentanyl, and 2 counts of fentanyl trafficking. 4 days later, she was sentenced to 33 years and must serve at least 20 of them for the death of her 2-year-old. So, yeah, I mean, maybe making sure your 2-year-old doesn't die from a fentanyl overdose would be really great. The county's attorney said there were never any plea deals offered, calling this a sadly historic case, as it is the county's first murder conviction in an overdose death. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is a problem. Given the shocking and offensive facts, if she was going to get less than a life sentence, it wasn't going to come from the person prosecuted. So amazingly, they didn't want to offer her a plea deal because, like, how about life? And like, we'll take less. And it's like, no, we're not going to give you anything less than life. So, no. She got a sentence less than life, but not from the district attorney. The top prosecutor credited jurors for sending a strong message to drug abusing parents that they'll be held accountable. I mean, it's not a life sentence, but it is a pretty strong message. So, fair enough. The person was found unresponsive by the child's father in his sleeping mother lap after the fentanyl overdose. The woman was apparently interviewed after the arrest, saying the first thing she said was, "I just want to check on my baby." Your baby's dead, woman. Under questioning, she said she brought the fentanyl because it was getting hectic running over every day and being sick, staying there all the time. I just thought that if I bought more, I could make it last longer. So she apparently buys in bulk, saves in bulk or something. She apparently spent $1,200 over a stimulus check on fentanyl. The woman said, "Well, I'd not been doing too good and trying to get back on track because my methadone stopped working when I found out I was pregnant." She elaborated, telling the detective she found out about her pregnancy just the other night, like early morning, and going through drug withdrawal. As for more specific, she said she found out about her pregnancy the week that her son died. So apparently she was also pregnant during the time she was taking fentanyl, so that's super fun. She apparently had to travel to Cincinnati, Ohio to buy the fentanyl. Not sure why she couldn't find fentanyl in Kentucky, but apparently her dealer is in Ohio. Baker returned to Kentucky where she admittedly gave quantities of fentanyl to 2 different people. That would be the trafficking. She then said she took a shot of fentanyl prior to taking a nap with her 2-year-old son. Despite best efforts of doctors at the Children's Hospital Medical Center, this child did not provide. Baker wantonly caused the death of her son by leaving fentanyl within the reach of a child after consuming fentanyl herself and failing to prevent the child from handling the fentanyl. And amazingly enough, it doesn't take a lot of fentanyl to kill a 2-year-old. So, yeah. Even though he was only 2 years old, he was wise beyond his years. He loved to play with older brothers, loved all dogs, being outdoors. He loved watching Bluey and Mickey Mouse Clubhouse while holding his binky that was always by his side. Wow, that's really depressing. Mother of the year over here. Mother of the year. Thus, that brings us to the end of the story of Lauren Baker, pictured here having just gotten 33 years in prison for the death of the 2-year-old because they let fentanyl within the reach of a child. She used fentanyl and had the baby in her lap, and the baby came into contact with the fentanyl and died. And that's the end of the child. And yeah, she engaged in the drug trafficking by bringing it across state lines, incidentally. So the feds could have a word with her if they want a word with her. If I were the feds, I'd be thinking about having a word with her right about now, to be honest. So the feds could also have a word with her with relation to the drug trafficking, distributing it to other people, and then letting her child die from exposure. So great. That for the moment brings us to the end of discussion of that story.